Okay, folks, what we're doing today is Saturday, July the 6th. So what we're doing is trying to look ahead to see what we think is going to happen on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So what you're looking at is our charting system for QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. You're looking at the day chart time frame. So at the bottom, you see that derivative oscillator. You see that it's actually the derivative oscillator is going down. The next chart, which is the MACD. The MACD, our blue line, is about to cross under the orange line, which means that it's headed downward. So we'll keep an eye on that. As far as our price percentage oscillator, on the daily chart, our green line is also headed towards underneath the red line. So that's for the daily chart. That signals that it's going down. Let's look at them on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, price percentage oscillator, it's already beneath the red line. The green line's beneath the red line, which means it's going down. Let's check the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart, they're about even. Let's look at the MACD on the 2-hour chart. MACD on the 2-hour chart is about even. Let's check the 4-hour chart. MACD on the 4-hour chart, our blue line is beneath our orange line, which means that it's going down. Let's check our derivative oscillator on the 4-hour chart. Derivative oscillator, 4-hour chart for NASDAQ is getting more red, so it's getting more negative. Let's look at the 2-hour chart. The 2-hour chart is actually getting less red or less negative, which means it's heading up. So overall, we really want to pay attention to, let's look at the whole picture, the 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart, and the daily chart. 2-hour chart isn't really crossed over, isn't really heading up. 4-hour chart is heading down, and the daily chart is pretty much heading down. So what we're going to do, we had already moved on Friday, we had already moved back to 100% Putnam stable value, because we're thinking that there's going to be a loss in QQQ Monday and possibly Tuesday. We'll see how good we are. We did notice on Friday that at one point the NASDAQ was down slightly over 1%, but it only finished down maybe like a third of a percent. So we're thinking in the next couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, it might be down the 1%, if not more. So that's why we're just going to stay safe into Putnam stable value for Monday, possibly Tuesday. We'll look at the charts on Monday and see. Another thing we got to look out for is the Fed. The Fed is supposed to speak this week. So markets have been going up because the Fed has indicated that they're going to cut interest rates. Now the consensus is the markets have already priced in a 0.5% interest rate cut at the end of July. But most people are only expecting 0.25%. And it makes more sense for the Fed to cut 0.25% instead of 0.5%. But if the markets have it priced in to be a 0.5% cut, and the Fed only cuts 0.25%, the markets will be down. So that's something we got to watch out for. We got to listen to the Fed to see how aggressive they want to cut this first, make this first rate cut. That's it for now. let's see how good we do going into next week. This past week we did fairly good. This past week, Monday, the markets were up. Like say the NASDAQ was up like 1.25%. It actually finished up maybe like a third of a percent. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, it made up the other 1%. So we were able to capitalize on that. Also, the same thing for the small caps. The small caps were up over a percentage on Monday. They fell back down 0.5% on Tuesday. They gained 1% Wednesday. Thursday, the markets were closed. Friday, it gained a little. So it pretty much made up everything that it had lost on Monday. Very close anyway. We were able to capitalize on that. So we'll see how we're doing next week. For now, we're just going to be conservative because we are expecting a market pullback, especially if the Fed doesn't cut as much as the market is planning. Enjoy. Later.